Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're here at Horror Realm Live, and today I have with us some special guests. I have the ladies from the new slasher movie, Horny Teenagers Must Die. I have with us Tori Jack, who plays Rachel, as well as Leah Thomas, who plays Carly. Tori, Leah, welcome to the Horror Realm.
Thank
Hello.
you. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So, listen, I'm glad to have you on. I've had a chance to watch a screener of 20 Teenagers Must Die. And let me tell you, there's a lot of fucking in this movie. A whole lot of fucking.
That,
it,
that there is.
the teenagers are definitely horny in this movie. So what was that to like to work around with a lot of different sex scenes going on and a lot of unusual types of sex scenes going on?
You go
Tori,
ahead.
you first.
Me? Okay.
Leah, go ahead.
Okay. It was definitely very new to me. This was the first project I had done, the first film I had done that had intimacy in it beyond just like a little quick kiss. But part of why I decided to do it is I felt like I trusted this project and it would be a good opportunity for me to kind of dip my toes in the water of intimacy film work. And it definitely was a toe dip, maybe even a foot dip, maybe the whole leg. But it was a really great experience. Our intimacy director, Erin, is the sweetest, kindest human being ever. And a lot of the way that she described things was very much so choreographed. And as a dancer, that was very helpful to me to say, like, okay, we're doing this, then we're doing that, then we're doing this. And kind of distancing myself from it in a healthy way was nice. But she also made it very character driven. So there was a lot of opportunities to discuss with her what we thought the choreography should be based on our kind of character dynamics and relationship dynamics. But yeah, it was a very calm time doing them. I felt way less nervous than I thought I was going to. And yeah, everyone was very supportive. And it was a very lighthearted environment. Like, okay, today's the day. We see it on the schedule. We're like, oh, and everyone would hype each other up. It was sweet.
Today's the day.
Because Leah, this was your first sex scene in a movie before. I mean,
Yes.
So when you saw the script, were you like, oh shit, I don't know if I can do this?
Hell yeah. I mean, I like that you say, like, this was your first one. I was 20 years old when we shot this. Yes, it was my first one. Yes, I was like, oh, and even worse was telling my parents. They're like, oh, well, what's it called? And I'm like, and they're like, oh, and what are you doing in it? And I'm like, oh, guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was not sure at first, but I liked what I had read of the script. I liked the sides. I liked everything that was presented to me. And I felt like, okay, I'm going to have to do this at some point. If I want to further my acting career, this is going to come up. I might as well do it in a project that I'm excited about all of the other aspects beyond the intimacy.
Because I thought at first that you and the Asian guy were going to hook up. I was like, oh, it never happened.
I actually see that.
It should have happened.
It should have happened.
Missed opportunity, really.
He would be a much better partner for Carly, I think.
Hey, Tori, how about you? I'm not going to give away anything, but what was it like to have so much sex going on a movie set?
Honestly, it's kind of like I wasn't really a part of it at all. I just kind of like, when they were doing the sex scenes, it was very private, very respectful, which was great for the people who were doing it. So, I mean, I wasn't anywhere near it at all. And so it was kind of like not being anywhere near it. I knew it was in the script, obviously. So, like, I knew it had happened, but then seeing the movie later on and seeing just how much was in there and seeing, like, just how much these people were showing. And like I said, I was not around it at all. So that was kind of funny to me, really.
Because I mean, it must be tough to do a sex scene and you don't know who the person you're doing it with, and then like, what if you see the person and you're like, oh my goodness, this person, ugh. Like, I guess that is what takes being a good actress or actor. You have to go with the flow.
Well, and I think a lot, like when the casting was going on and people were reading the script, it wasn't clear, I don't think, which I don't know how like other people had the script and like what was going on, whatever, but like actually a little bit of a backstory. I was actually supposed to play Carly. I don't know if you knew that, Leah. I don't know if you knew that.
Really?
I didn't know you were supposed to play Carly. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So I was supposed to play Carly, and then whoever was supposed to play Rachel backed out. And I was like, I wanted that part anyway. I wanted that role. So I was like, yo, can I have that one instead? And then that's kind of like how that happened. So when I read the script, like it didn't seem like there was much wiggle room with the sex scenes. It was very specific about like, this is shown and this is happening, to where I think probably a lot of people assumed that you like had to do that. But they were very respectful in working with like, okay, hey, I'm not comfortable with this part of my body, or I don't want to show this part of my body. Can I please not do that? And they were like, absolutely. Like, we will find a different way to shoot that scene, which I thought was cool because most of the people on the set had never done a sex scene. I don't really think anybody had. So that was cool. That like there was adjustment there.
Yeah, because like watching most horror, well, most horror don't even have sex scenes in anymore at all, which is crazy. But most horror sex scenes are quick, fast, it's bing, bang, boom. Like the sex scenes in this movie, they take their time. I mean, it's nothing quick about it. So I can imagine what I'm seeing on my side. It's definitely lasting a lot longer for on set.
Yeah. I mean,
not more than me.
yeah, I think they definitely took a long time. Like I remember sometimes they would be shooting one intimacy scene for like 5 hours. Or like hours. They would have to take
so many hours
there for so long. But when I was on set, I was like, this feels like a lot. Like, respectfully, do we need all of this? But I'm not going to say anything, you know? But then seeing the movie, I was pleasantly surprised by how much I felt like the intimacy supported the character development and the overall arc of the piece. That was something that really surprised me, seeing the finished product. It was like, oh, there is a lot of sex, and it's kind of really good. Like, this is a nice incorporation.
Yes, it was tasteful. It was tasteful sex, except for one, which I'm not going to get on with a guy. And
oh yeah,
that there was
none
nothing
of
tasteful.
None of their sex scenes were tasteful. None.
None. At zero.
Which I also feel like was super cool, because every sex scene gives a vibe of like, because let's be real, everybody having sex has sex differently. Everybody is into different shit, you know? So like, I also liked that, because every single sex scene, every couple had sex totally different. You know, they all had a different vibe, right, which I thought really came out good. Like, it really did.
Yeah, because it wasn't like it was fucking, it was sex.
Right.
Like you said, it wasn't, except for
except for them.
Yes. But it was sex. It wasn't like fucking. Yeah.
Right. For the most part.
Right. And the other thing about this movie, so this movie has a lot of gore and some great gore as well. Now, working on, if I give anything away, what was that like to work with the blood, the gore, the screaming?
That was my first time with that, actually, with horror, because I had done horror without that. Like, we didn't do like the full gore thing, so that was the first time working with the gore for me, and I was pretty grossed out most of the time. I'm not gonna lie. It was gross. It was pretty nasty.
It was.
It was pretty gross.
I loved
And Leah?
it. I loved it.
This chick.
When I was a kid, I used to go to this theater camp, and I remember so distinctly one time during the whole like month-long camp, they would come in and do a stage makeup day. And this camp took place. I'm laughing that it's camp. I feel like this movie is so camp. Anyway, but we would do like fake scars all over our faces, and this camp took place at a college, and then we would go to lunch like at the dining hall with all of our fake scars, and we're bleeding, and we'd be like,
what?
10 years old, like what happened? And so I've always been really interested and excited by those kinds of things. So it was really cool seeing how each of the scenes took place with the gore, because it was also, kind of like the sex. It's like how everything goes down. All of the gory moments are so different from each other.
Yes.
But it was very cool seeing those things happen in real time and getting to see like the preparations with the makeup and, different props and setting things that were used. It was really cool. I liked it. I wasn't grossed out, except I guess it's giving away. I vomited at one point. The vomit grossed me out.
Yeah.
That was the only.
Yeah, that was rough.
And what I love too, it was all practical effects. There wasn't no CGI.
No,
it was.
They worked hard on that.
I mean, there was a scene as a guy that like made me go, ugh, in the beginning, and and I'm pretty sure you two know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But it made me like, whoa, and just watch the movie, everyone. But it's an excellent time.
Yeah, no, they worked really hard on doing it all for real. Like there was no CGI; it was all real.
It was beautifully shot. I mean, the blood that was coming out, the actual kills, it just looked natural. And now, do you know who was used for the special effects?
Christina Wong.
Yes.
I'm obsessed with Christina. And there was actually a different artist on it before who was doing special effects, and things kind of fell through with that person, like on set, like very last minute. And she was just contracted to be the makeup and hair person. And she ended up stepping in like day of and took over all of the special effects and like completely reworked all of them. Like all of us went in for a bunch of different molds and cast. Like I got my neck casted, and that was just not used anymore. People got full head casts that weren't used. She had to completely scrap all of the plans and start from square one. And seeing what she accomplished, knowing that, is just so impressive to me. So impressive.
Now that you already have that horror bug in you, are you looking towards your next horror film?
Tori, I feel like you fit this genre really well.
Tori does an excellent job.
I was like scared of you the first like day we were shooting. I was like, I'm a little afraid of her, but for real.
But for real. Because the first day we filmed together, what scene was that now? Which I'm not going to give anything away. But, we were
at the house.
At the house. I was just going to say that. Yeah. And I'm not, like, always good with, like the first day. Like, talking to everybody and trying to introduce, especially because I think you guys had all worked together before I came on, because you were already
filming. 2 days already, yeah.
So everybody kind of already knew each other, and then like I walked in, and so it was kind of like it's a lot, like trying to not act like an asshole, but like
No, but hi, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Like you don't want to be like a dick, but you're also kind of like there's a lot of people that I don't know, and I feel weird. So let's just get working. Let's just go.
Let's work.
Yeah. So.
Was there anybody, I don't know if you can answer this, but was there anybody that was tough to work with on the set?
Yes. That's it.
I think I know who it is too.
Really?
Oh. Is it me?
In the cast?
You
talking about someone from the cast, right?
I am.
It's the black guy, right? He seemed like a fucking dick.
No.
Wasn't it?
Oh, I love that.
It was the other guy?
I personally will not speak about this without an attorney present.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But
I'm
I
actually
will say that Rebel was a blast to work with, and I really,
was.
really like that guy.
He was. It was not him. No, but there were a couple
Okay.
for me. Really,
I
there
think
were a couple.
A
honestly,
couple.
I think personally, a lot of conflicts, because conflicts are always going to happen, but you have to keep in mind that the majority of this was shot in the middle of the woods, and the Wi-Fi at this Airbnb that we were shooting in went out for like 4 days, and we did not have cell service at all. And so it's all of these people who are working, 12, 14-hour days who just met each other and like no connection to the outside world. So I really truly believe that everyone on this project is such a good person. And any conflicts that happened, I feel like are just, what do you call it? Dirt under the rug, swept under the bus, whatever you call it. Whatever.
But the two guys.
Water under the bridge. It's water under the bridge.
What is a bridge? But the two guys.
Water under the
But the
bridge.
two guys who are like friends in the movie are such unlikable characters. So maybe they just did a great job of acting because
Wait.
they were so.
What guys? Now I'm confused.
The guy who likes getting fucked in the butt.
Connor.
Yeah.
Connor. I love Connor.
Yes. No, I'm talking about in the movie. They were such unlikable characters.
Oh, he was like the worst, but Connor was definitely acting. He's not like that. He's not like that.
Oh my gosh.
They did a good job because I was like, oh, I hate these characters.
Rebel
Yeah.
was like chill. Rebel's just like a chill guy, Rebel was
He's
very
funny.
yeah, but he was really just kind of, chilling most of the time. I too, like, I wasn't there as much, like with like my scenes we did most separate. Like I had to go a lot by myself or with like a couple of people and stuff like that because of the way, and again, I'm not giving anything away, but yeah, I didn't have the same experiences of all of the people together all at once and like all of that. I only did a few times. So a lot of that stuff I was kind of just like flying solo.
Missed out. But other thing I love about this movie too is like it was all people in their 20s and a lot of playing teenagers and a lot of horror movies, especially indie horror movies. They have like 45-year-olds pretending to be teenagers, and it's not believable at all.
Yes. Thank you.
So true. That's so true.
That happens all the time with everything.
And I interview indie filmmakers and I asked them like, you couldn't find someone in their 20s to pretend to be a teenager? Like you clearly
Right.
hired someone who looks like they have kids and a mortgage to pretend to be a
Yeah.
teenager.
Right?
No, yeah. It was nice too because with having everyone around the same age, everyone got along well. There was like, a lot of fun behind the scenes too. And it's also giving all these people who are in their 20s and we all are really wanting to work versus people who like, you could be doing the baby food commercial. You could be doing the children's Zyrtec commercial. Like, it was nice to have people who really wanted to work and wanted to be there.
Yeah.
In every role.
So what's something that both of you ladies learned from this role that you're going to carry over, good and bad, that you're going to carry over to your next project? Tori, you're first.
I have to go first. Okay. Good and bad. Well, the bad is just like, well, I guess it's not, I don't know. Having to maybe be more forward, like self-advocate. That's the word I'm looking for. Self-advocate, because I am a very impatient person, so it's like I would get really frustrated when Because like I said, I wasn't there a lot all the time as a huge group. So when I was, like, I was ready to just be done, you know, like, let's go, let's get it done. But everybody else had been there longer or earlier, or, you know, like whatever. So like they're breaking for lunch or whatever. And I like just got there and I'm like ready to work. And then I'm like sitting there waiting. So more like self-advocate and patience. Those things are going to happen. It's not anybody's, you know, fault, but like at the same time, being able to self-advocate and be like, hey, if you guys want to stop for lunch, can my call time be like a little bit later? You know what I'm saying? Because like I rushed here and now I'm just chilling, you know, like, so like being able to speak up like as an actor is like not a bad thing. Like you should be able to do that, you know, and just ask more questions. But also on the flip of that, be patient because things happen. Shit happens all the time on a set with a lot of people. Like, and one thing I guess good that I learned is stage fighting, because that was the first time I had done that too. That was insane and terrifying, to be real.
I can imagine. I can definitely imagine.
It was scary.
And Leah?
Oh, there's so much I would take with me. I think my top two would have to be just like the experience as a whole, getting onto a set, meeting everyone for the first time, going for it, and being together for that long. And, you know, compared to other things, it's really not that long. You know, we were there for like 12 days, which compared to most shoots is like nothing.
Right.
But, it was definitely a great learning opportunity for me just to have that experience overall. And I think that just the knowledge of what that looks like and having done it is what I'll take with me. And I would also say in situations like that where everyone's working so closely together and you're with each other so much of the time, learning how to make real connections with people while still maintaining a level of professionalism is something that I think was really beneficial for me to learn about during the filming process.
Those are good ones. Those are good ones. Now, a question I've asked: why do horny teenagers have to die? I mean, and when it comes to horror movies, how come if you get your groove on or you get some, why does that guarantee you to die?
Rachel,
Corey, you're
girl,
first.
you're the best person to answer this.
Maybe the people, the killers are just angry. Maybe they can't get any. They're just bitter. So they want to kill the people. Yeah, maybe they just want to kill the people who are getting some. They're jealous.
But there was one character in that movie, by the way, who didn't get no ass at all. And they still died. Which, where did that come from?
He masturbated, though. That's why.
You gave that away. Is that getting?
No.
I guess that is getting. But I mean, I guess that is getting off. But I don't know. Maybe it is. Okay, you're right.
But also, like, I don't think that any of it makes sense. So, not any of it, but like, no one should have died. You know?
Yeah.
Like, yes.
If he's jerking off, sorry, man, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Sorry, man.
That's what's in the script. I don't know what to tell you.
But I was the first horror character that died jerking off, though. I'm trying to think in my mind, have I ever seen a character die jerking off? Nope, I think he might be the first one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go, Dave, really.
I think that I might be the first to die via vibrator suffocation. Is that true?
Yeah.
You definitely were. Your kill was like, what the fuck?
That one was hard to read. It's hard to read.
Yeah, it's like.
All right, Lee. So since you said it, when you read your script and you said, "Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die from a vibrator," what were you thinking in your mind at the time?
I was thinking, oh, my poor mother. Oh my God, I love my mom so much. Oh, and also, I'm also an educator. I'm an actress, and then I'm also an educator. So my educator was like,
twin.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
and
we have a lot in common.
We have a lot of parallels in our lives.
We do.
But
we do.
But I was also like, that's actually hilarious. Like, that's so funny that that's how she goes. And I honestly didn't even realize the ties between like the earlier things that happened with the vibrator and how she dies until like my third read of the script. And then I was like, oh, vibrator here, there's one there, there's one. And I was like making all these graphs of like, this is how we built up
Makes
to
sense.
this extravagant death.
The vibrator graph.
Exactly. Her name is Tabitha, if anyone was wondering.
Yeah, the vibrator got a name on set.
Really?
Tabitha?
Because the vibrator was a character. It was a character throughout majority of the movie.
Yes, she is. Miss Tabitha deserves it. I had a class with a girl named Tabitha, like the semester after we shot this, and
How
I was like,
uncomfortable.
and I said, if she's cool, I'll tell her the last day of the semester. And I liked her a lot, and I told her, and she was like, that's the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But every time I meet someone named Tabitha now, I'd never met anyone named Tabitha until we named the vibrator that. Now I keep meeting people named Tabitha.
Now all the Tabithas are coming.
I'm so sorry.
They're coming for you.
I'm telling you, I was watching the movie the whole entire time. And Leah, I thought you and what's his name? Dan, the weird guy in the movie. I thought you two were going to hook up. You're like, you know what? Fuck it. He's the only guy here.
I honestly feel like it kind of could. I feel like you could definitely read it as that because the way that we interact.
Yep.
And Carly's kind of MO. I feel like it could definitely have gone that way, but I'm glad it didn't. I feel like
I'm glad it didn't.
What?
No, I love Trey. I love him so much, but I feel like she did not need a man to like, you know, she all she needed was her little purple Tabitha friend.
Yeah,
but she did have a man. I mean, she did have a man who was someone else's man.
That's true.
Kind of.
That man was the worst, dude. He was probably like the character I hated the most on screen.
Yeah.
Not as a human. I actually didn't meet him. I don't think I met him, or maybe once, but like on screen.
One of the sweetest people I've ever met. He was so sweet.
On screen, you want to just smack him in the face.
I think he's the worst character of the whole film, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
I just like him more than Rachel. At least Rachel's like, at least at the end, Rachel's like real.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of.
I mean,
she's forward.
Exactly. At least she's forward about it. Like, he's like...
She ain't trying to hide anything.
Right. He's just a fuckboy.
Yeah.
But once I got to the end, I did not think myself, oh, I know who the killer is. I really didn't. So it was a complete surprise at the end. I was like, oh, I thought that person was something, you know. It was a complete surprise at the end once they revealed who the killer was.
Well,
they do good at tricking you.
There's that big plot twist that.
Yes, it's a good trick.
It is a great trick.
Excellent trick.
I remember reading the script and thinking the same thing because I was like, I know who the killer is, like whatever, and I'm like, this is a little obvious. And then I'm reading, and then that happened, and then I'm like, wait. What? And then I'm like, how are they going to pull that off? And so then I'm like, as I kept going, I was like, that was actually solid. That was a really good idea.
Yeah, I was very confused, honestly, when I read it too. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
All signs are pointing here.
All signs. Yeah, that's how I felt.
But the signs were pointing multiple different ways throughout the movie until people started dying. And I was like, oh, it's not that person.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So, how do y'all feel about? I don't know if I can say this shit.
Say it.
I dare you, Tapas.
There's someone, okay, a pregnant person dying in the movie. How did you feel about that?
Yeah.
Oh, that death is so sad. That one I think is the most sad because it's just like, I don't know, it really, like that one really hurts. Especially because I feel like they really build it up, you know, and like in their intimacy scenes, they really build up like
that's
their
the
future
thing
for this kid and their future together and stuff. And then when she gets killed, it's like, oh.
That's the thing.
I didn't see that.
Sorry.
Girl.
Sorry.
their intimacy scenes were beautiful. So that was also like, what the hell, you know? Like, you see that she's pregnant, and then it makes you sad because of his reaction, you know?
But his character, when you see him on screen with her, like he's a completely different person than when he's not around her. Like, he's kind of a dick when he's not around her, but when he's around her, he's like this romantic guy, caring guy.
Yeah.
I feel like they definitely have the healthiest relationship dynamic out of everybody.
Oh, listen. I mean, that's not a lot to say, but in that movie, but
right.
Yeah.
I know that's like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
But I also feel like his character, I don't even dislike his character. I just see his character as being someone who's extremely easily influenced by other people.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that he's a bad person.
But I mean, they were awful to the Asian guy. Though. What's his name? Dan. I'm gonna stop calling him the Asian guy. What's his name? Dan.
Oh, his character name is Elliot. His name is Choyeon.
Boy is his name.
Yeah, Elliot. I just felt bad.
They were very awful to him. They were really awful to him.
Yeah, it made me sad.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's why I was hoping that him and Carly would hook up. It never happened. Never happened. All right, so I have a question. So the title, Horny Teenagers Must Die. I've never seen a fucking title to any fucking horror movie like that. It is what it is, though. I mean, it is what it is. When you've seen the fucking title, were you like, what the fuck is this? Or were you like, huh, that's interesting.
That was not the original title.
Oh, really? Okay.
The original, yeah. What?
It was not like 2024 appropriate.
They chose to change it because they felt like people would be offended with the title that was like originally there. So,
Are you allowed to say what it is? Or?
Can we say it? I don't know if we'll be.
I don't even remember it. So if anyone's going to say it,
I do.
You can say it on. You can say it on.
I don't think anybody's gonna. Again, it didn't get used. It was "Die Sluts Die" was the original title. Die Sluts Die. Yeah. And we were like, I think everything was like already cast before he changed it, because I think all the casting went up as Die Sluts Die, and then like it wasn't until most of the roles were already filled that they changed it.
I'm 99% sure that I was the last person cast.
Pretty sure you were.
And so when I saw the posting, it just said like indie horror film or something like that. It didn't have any title on it at all. And
they probably took it down.
Yeah, I only found out what the title of it was. So I probably got casted in the middle between Die Sluts Die and Horny Teenagers Must Die.
Right.
And so I must have found out at some point during the casting process, and I was like, oh, that's unique. And I definitely think it's attention grabbing for sure. Like,
it is. It 100% is.
Yeah, and I think that's the big draw that I was going for, is you hear that title and it's like, oh, whoa, what?
Like, what is this about?
But you also see a movie with a title like that, and there's not one sex scene at all. One thing about this movie, no, it tells you exactly what the fuck you're getting. You're literally getting horny teenagers are fucking dying. I mean, they're literally, once again, it's fucking and killing. It's very, I mean, there's very little character. There's character development, but it's boom, boom. It's sex, a little bit character development, killing. And it's, yeah, if you like fucking, if you like killing, this is the movie for you.
Yes.
This is the movie for you.
The way you formatted that is like a new bit that my friends and I are doing. Where you say, if you like this, do you like this? Then this is the this for you. And I think everyone should try it. It comes from my best friend's nephew who's 7, and he said, do you like magic? Do you like candy? Then do I have the movie for you? Or do you like chocolate? It's about the new Willy Wonka movie. That's how he sells it.
Love it.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean,
everyone should format every joke like that. I think it's hilarious.
Listen, this is fucking and killing. I mean, it's what it is. And
that's it.
It's done well too. It's done well, tastefully, I should say.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, but yes, and someone just commented, "Laugh out loud, die sluts die." Funny. That is a funny fucking name.
Dave's gonna be like, "What the fuck? You exposed me." I don't think he'll care. We'll see. He's probably watching right now. Is that okay, Dave?
I wonder if people would got offended by a movie called "Die Sluts Die." I don't think so.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's offended about everything. So who knows?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, were the women in the movie even sluts though? I mean, I don't think they were sluts.
That's also another thing that I think kind of got like, the flack from it when people like read the script. It wasn't just like people going around fucking random people all the time. It was just that they were in relationships having sex with their partner, So I feel like it didn't also apply to that. So I guess like part of the thing, because like just like the word slut, they didn't want like that word to be used in like the title.
Because there was no way in that movie none of the women were sluts. I mean,
right.
If I saw Die Sluts last night, I'll be thinking like a bunch of prostitutes running around or something, or some escorts or something.
Yep.
I don't know. Listen, I'm not saying that those are bad professions, but none of the women in
horny teenagers.
Sluts.
They're just horny
Exactly.
Teenagers.
I mean, they're just having fun. By the way,
with their partners.
I'm gonna say, when I was a teenager, I wasn't having that fucking much sex. Like, I'm like, damn, did I miss out or something?
Right. Like, I feel like, honestly, maybe this is bold of me to say, but I am like, oh my gosh, Carly is such a feminist icon. Like, the fact that she is 17, maybe 18 years old and has a vibrator, to me, I'm like, get it, girl. Because when I was 17 years old, I was not nearly, like, in tune enough with my body to be like, I'm going to buy a vibrator and I'm going to bring it with me on a camping trip.
No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I kind of love her for that. I'm like,
oh, but by the other reason I hated the cop guy too, because he was clearly a grown ass man.
Yes.
And she's like 17, bro.
Man. Yeah, and he's like, a cop, so he has to be at least 21. He's a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Very, very toxic, very icky, bad.
Yes.
You were underage, yo.
I know. All right, so Tori, Leah, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Instagram. It's at Leah Thomas, but there are 2 L's and 2 S's, so it's like L Leah Thomas S. And my website is leahthomas.net.
I have Instagram, just my name with an underscore in between. So Tori Jock. And then Facebook. I have a business page and a personal page and a website, torijock.com.
Awesome. All right. So I got 2 messages from Sam Levy. He says, wow, Carly looks amazing. And he also said, why isn't Carly credited on Prime? Justice for Carly.
It might be shocking to everyone that Sam Levy is my boyfriend.
Why is it shocking to everyone? Why is it shocking?
Wait, you think that some random person? Thank you, Tori.
I don't know. You had fans.
No, but why am I not credited on Prime? Thank you.
Are you not?
That's a very good point. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm not listed as a cast member.
You have to go underneath and click more or whatever.
I'm in the more.
Actually,
I watched the longest. The person who is in the first scene is the first person listed, which is great.
Dude,
I last the longest.
I know.
So smart.
I know.
Wonderful. And all these little stupid people who put themselves in situations to die are listed first.
I know.
For real.
I noticed that actually, like, about the order was odd. It was odd. And also, like,
Leah, because I did a Google search with Leah, and I couldn't find you on anything like attached
Oh.
to the movie.
I think I'm on the IMDb.
Oh,
You are. I'll
okay.
look right now. I bet you
So
are.
I was looking up something, and I was like, because I was trying to figure out which character you were in the movie.
Well,
And
David, Tyler, if you're listening,
Who?
what's
Oh.
going on? What's going on?
I'm looking right now. So, see more.
Jerome.
You're
Oh my gosh, they limit
you're
them.
right.
So fair.
No, you're right. You're like not even on here.
Sometimes it's only 3.
There's a lot of
No,
people missing.
They have to play favorites.
There's a lot missing. Like, what is
I see how
happening?
it is. That's okay.
Hmm. Interesting.
Maz Production said, Lear, you're on IMBD. I mean,
That's
DB.
our
Yeah.
director, producer, writer, Dave. Hi, Dave. I love you, Dave. Thank you for putting me on the IMDb. Screw you for not putting me anywhere else. But I still love you, Dave.
Dave is amazing. Dave is amazing.
He is.
I've been working a lot with Dave, and he's amazing. Thank you, Dave, for this setting up this interview. This was an absolute blast. Listen, everybody, go and check out Horny Teenagers Must Die. Once again, if you like fucking and you like gore, this is right up your alley. If you like the 80s slashers, this is up your alley. This is 100% an 80s slasher in overdrive.
That it is.
Corey, Leah, thank you for coming on the Horror Room. Listen, you ladies are more than welcome. Everyone, please follow them on social media as well. And thank you for coming to the Horror Room live. This is Travis Bruce. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Thank you for having us.